जीना यूं तेरे बिन, तुम तोड़ो ना मेरा दिल, नहीं जीना यूं तेरे बिन, नहीं जीना यूं तेरे बिन, तुम तोड़ो ना दिल मेरा.
Belaji, I'm super thrilled to have you on the podcast. And I have to definitely tell you that not one, but a couple of engineers told me that I have to talk to Belaji. So, and they also did say that Belaji is Sir's one of his favorites, and you have to talk to her. So I've been told this, and that's why obviously I got in touch, and then I do know one of the engineers spoke to you as well.
Thank you so much, Chandra. I mean, it was long awaited, right? So
Yeah,
many times we had decided to do this, and कुछ ना कुछ होता रहता था and cancel होता रहता था.
I
तो
apologize.
finally हो रहा है, and coming from Sir's side also, that's a huge thing for me, because we all are his fans since so many years, Chandra. I mean,
Yeah,
I've been listening to Roja and Bombay and all these songs in so many years, and
yeah.
हर एक सिंगर की एक तमन्ना होती है ना कि रहमान जी के लिए अगर गाए तो ओ माय गॉड, दैट्स अ ड्रीम ऑफ एवरी सिंगर. आई मीन,
Wow, wow.
huge thing for me.
Beautiful, amazing. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to mention even Nakul was telling me a few months ago actually, because it's been there was a bit of a gap since we first discussed and then we are recording it, right? So I apologize for the reschedules and stuff, you
Oh,
know,
not at all,
what
Chandra.
was
I
going on.
can totally imagine. I mean, everybody is like here and there due to all the situations going on right
Yeah.
now, and other stuff's also happening. So I can. It's quite obvious.
Yeah, and so yeah, I mean, I've been very thrilled because I have to be honest. Some of the songs that you have sung are still my favorites, and it's my go-to song. It takes me to a whole new level. But before we deep dive into all those things, I mean, how have you been with everything that's going around us? And am I right? Mumbai is kind of out from lockdown now, right? Or
Yeah, it is right now it's kind of unlocked at the
mm,
moment,
mm,
but still it's like the life is not normal yet,
mm,
so it has been tough for the whole world, I guess, and the same
mm,
situations are here too. बहुत दिक्कतों का सामना करना पड़ा है सबको, and I think music is the only factor
mm,
which has kept everyone like mm, on that positive note of life, and that music has helped so many people come out of all their problems and all the negativities, and especially when I can recall so many memories when after the release of 99 songs, actually
mm.
people were like, ये म्यूजिक सुन के हमको इतना सुकून मिला है, हमको इतनी खुशी मिली है. It's like a peace of mind when we just hear the whole album, when we just hear each and every tune. That's a very big thing. Music in itself is
Mm,
therapy. So
mm.
we are also trying to get normal here, but still अभी अनलॉक तो शुरू हुआ है, लेकिन काम इतना तो नहीं है कि मतलब यहाँ वहाँ भाग दौड़ चल रही है, but
Yeah,
still now
yeah.
things are getting better and better. So let's not talk about the negativity and just talk about music and the positive vibes and everything else.
Of course, of course. And you've been keeping yourself very positive, as I can see with music. And
Absolutely.
yeah, amazing. Right. Belaji, and the thing is, I mean, look, before we deep dive into so many other topics, I would love to know about your childhood and your upbringing. And I also do know for the fact that you have a very talented sister too. So music has obviously been flowing
Yeah.
in the family. And so I would love to know any childhood memories that you'd like to share. And
Oh my God. I mean, um, my whole family is into music, Chandra.
yeah.
And right from my grandmother, she was a very big singer of Kirana Gharana.
Wow.
And also in Marathi we have Sangeet Natak. So she used to be the actress also, and she used to sing also. So you must be knowing the form of music called Natya Sangeet.
Yeah, yeah.
So she was on stage for that.
Very nice.
And so music flows in the blood of my family, and it was quite obvious to come in me and my sister as well. But when we were very small, it was like, अच्छा ये गाना अच्छी सुनते हैं दोनों बहनें, लेकिन पता नहीं गाने में आएंगे नहीं आएंगे दोनों. तो ऐसा था कि हमको बहुत अच्छा म्यूजिक घर पे सुनने को मिलता था. सो मेनी गुड आर्टिस्ट like Shobha Gurtu ji, Veena Sahasrabudhe ji, Pandit Jasraj ji. So many people used to come at our place. They used to stay at our home, and we used to go to all these mehfils. And we were very small, very small. I mean, it was an age of maybe 7 and 9 for my sister and me.
Yeah.
And I'm the younger one. So we used to sit over there and like for 3 hours and 4 hours, we used to listen to all these mehfils, Jagjit Singh Sahab, and various kind of music we used to attend. And at that time it was like we were so small, तो लोग कहते थे कि अरे ये दोनों बच्चियां तो बैठती है, गाना सुनती है, 3-4 घंटे की महफिलें सुनती है, ये बीच में उठ के जाती भी नहीं खेलने के लिए. So it was like they are intended towards music, but we don't know that they can take it as a profession or no.
Yeah.
So it was like that. So it is a fully musical family. My father is my guru as well. My grandmother was my first guru, then my father, and then my sister is also my guru. So it's in the family. And so all artists in one family, and my mother at one end, because she had to manage all of us. And you know how artists are, right?
So, yeah.
It was a big task for her, but that's how it started. And then there came a point where my sister first started learning music with my grandmother, and she realized that my sister Savni, she's fully into Hindustani classical music. So my grandmother was like, okay, she's more inclined towards Shastriya Sangeet. So Savni's learning of music started in the family itself. And I was very small then. I used to sit behind in Savni's shows for just playing the tanpura behind her.
Wow.
And stuff like that. People used to say that, "Arey dikh nahi rahi hai." Tanpura used to be so big in front of me, and मेरा सिर्फ हाथ दिखता था. So लोग बोलते थे, अरे it was such a cute moment for everyone. I was like really frightened and everything, sitting behind. And after a few years, like my grandmother used to teach music also to many people, and also my father. So I remember that whenever I used to play with my friends, and my papa used to teach music upstairs. But whatever he used to teach, I used to by heart while playing also. So that was the thing when he realized, and I used to come up and tell him that I like this song, and I used to sing like 2 lines of that. And it was like he was, okay, she's playing, but her whole concentration is towards music.
Yeah.
So there he realized that, okay, after Savni, she's also into music. She likes music.
Yeah.
So that's how it started for me. And then my grandmother said that, let's try teaching her. So I started learning from her, and she realized a very particular thing, that Savni was more inclined towards Shastriya Sangeet with her voice also. Her voice was more suitable towards that, and my voice was definitely more towards film music. The texture of my voice and the way I used to sing was more towards film music. So she told that no, she needs a good guru, a man, not a woman. So my father started taking lessons, my lessons.
Why was that so? Like, why was she particular that it
Uh,
has to be in
that's the octave
there?
of
Right.
Shastri Sangeet.
Right.
So she used to teach me in Kalipach.
Hmm.
So that used to be very low for me.
Got it. Okay.
So she told my father that she has to sing, start taking lessons from you maybe.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I started learning from my father after that, and then of course I started taking lessons for Urdu ghazals also
Hmm.
from Sri Ravi Date
Hmm.
and Bhimsen ji's Pandit Bhimsen Joshi ji's
Hmm.
Shagid
Hmm.
Yadav Raji. So I started learning from them,
Hmm. Hmm.
but it was always inclined towards film music, towards light music, semi-classical.
Hmm.
It was that kind of a thing. And
Right.
then, of course, things started happening, and I started doing some shows and everything. And when I was just 11 years old, I did my first public performance.
Beautiful.
So that's how it started.
Wow. Amazing. Great. And so from there on, obviously you'd have heard Roja coming out, and any
Oh,
memories
yes.
of the first time ever which was the first track ever when you heard of Sirs, let's say?
It was Roja. Of course, it was Roja. I mean, I was
Right.
in school at the time. And
Yeah.
I remember going to the theaters and watching Roja,
Yeah.
and the film was such a beautiful film it was.
Yeah.
And of course, the music. I mean, आज भी there are goosebumps. Absolutely, absolutely. Let it be Dil Hai Chota Sa, let it be all the numbers, यार. I mean, एक पिकअप करना बहुत मुश्किल है.
Yeah.
इतने
Yeah.
सारे गाने की
Yeah.
आज भी सुनते हैं तो ऐसा लगता है कल ही पिक्चर रिलीज होके गई. It's so fresh.
Hmm.
Let it Bombay, let it be Tu Hi Re. Oh my God. I mean, we have grown up on that. So
Yeah.
lovely songs, and it's always mesmerizing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Sir's contribution overall, I mean, let it be a film like Roja, from Roja to till Jodha Akbar to 99 songs. I mean, each and every film of his. Oh my God.
Yeah. I can see the excitement. Yeah. And so at what point did you feel that I wish I can sing for this man?
Oh, you know what, Chandar, actually? Um, after I won a national level competition on the Saregama thing, and after that my film career had started.
Yeah.
I started getting offers for playback and everything, and I remember that at that time, after a few years, I was in touch with Ashutosh Govarikar,
Mm.
and he was at that time he was doing Jodha Akbar.
Mm.
And we used to talk on phone, and I used to go and meet him, and he said that I'm doing this film, and I told him that it's my dream to sing for your film, and of course if Remanji is doing the music, I think it will be the most cherished dreams coming true for me.
Mm.
So he told me that, yeah, I would love you to sing in this film, but there's only one thing that I definitely wish for you to be a part of this film, but I'll make Remanji listen to your songs, the
Right.
previous song which you have sung.
Right.
And then it's entirely his decision. That's what he
Yeah.
told me.
Correct.
And I said, that's fine. That's completely fine. And I remember that Ashutoshji, I had at that time those CDs and cassettes were there. So I gave him those CDs and a few cassettes of mine which were released. And Ashutoshji said that, ha ha, mujhe to pasand aaya hai, and I'll just make Remanji hear this song, and then I'll get back to you.
Mm.
So I said, okay. And I was like, okay, now let's pray and let's hope
That's
that
it.
this happens.
Yeah.
So I remember that after a few days, Ashutoshji just messaged me that you are on.
Wow.
You're on and you're singing.
Oof.
And it was like, oh, wow. So that was a very big moment for me. And then that's how it started. So then
Right.
Ashutoshji messaged me that he has loved your singing.
Yeah. Did he
And
mention which song he liked, or he must have just loved all the songs that he must have heard?
I think he made him listen to a few of my regional stuff which was released at that time.
Mm, mm.
And also a few of other songs, maybe. I don't remember exactly what he.
Yeah.
I had given a couple of things.
Yeah.
So, and after that, he told me that next week we have the dubbing, and it's in Mumbai. And just come to the studio. We recorded the song in Ranjit Jeet's studio, Nirvana.
Right.
So we did Manamohana there. So that's what was my first song with Rahmanji. And I
Wow.
still remember, Chandra, that um, it was such a big moment for me. I mean, I'd heard so many things about Rahmanji, of course, that he how he records, how is he in the studio, and
Yeah.
lots of stuff, And I was pretty excited to go in the studios and kaise hoga, how will we record, and what time will we record, and all these things. So I went there, and Ashutosh ji told me that just be there by 8:39, and we should start the recording after you come.
Yeah.
So me and my mom went there, and I remember that after we went there, at around about 9:30, 10, Rahmanji came, and that was the first time I saw him in person. And at that time also, I mean, nothing has changed, Chandar. At that time, the way he greeted me, the way he said that I liked the stuff Ashutosh ji had made me hear. And he's the same person. He's the same person today also.
Mm, mm.
That's such a big thing. That's such a big thing in terms of learning also, I think. बिल्कुल भी change नहीं हुआ है. The way he is a humble person, the way he talks with you, the way he respects other people, respects other artists, that's a very big thing. And I think that's the first thing I ever noticed when I went to the studios and I met him. I interacted with him. And then he gave me a CD and told me that the song is in this CD and just go inside, listen to the song, and whenever you are ready, we can start the dubbing. And I went there and pilot was ready.
So was it a track song? Is it track?
Yeah, it was a pilot recorded.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went there and they made me hear the song. It was a very difficult song. The first song with him, and it was very difficult. Manmohana. And बहुत लंबा गाना था. 4 अंतरों का गाना था.
Correct.
So, and Ashutosh ji himself was there because it was a situational song. So he had to explain how it should be and how the second antara should be and everything, each and every line. So, and beautifully written by Javed Akhtar Saab. So that was my first day of meeting Rahman sir. So I remember that we started recording at maybe 11 or something at night, and it ended at 7 o'clock in the morning. So it was a mehfil. Puri mehfil thi gaane ki. Because it was a very big song. Indeed. With 4 antras. And first of all, when I went on the mic, as I had heard many things about him, that he doesn't have a track behind when he records. So I was like very curious to know, right? How will he record? कैसे record करेंगे? कैसे बताएंगे गाना? Yeah. So after I heard the song, he told me that, are you ready? We can record. I said, yeah, we can start. And I went to the mic, and he himself was sitting on the console, and he put on the track, and there was just a click and a tanpura, nothing else. So that's the way he records. So I was like, we singers are always used to hear the track behind and the interludes going on. And abhi beech mein piece aayega, uske baad it's completely different. You go into a different zone altogether.
Right.
That experience was like something very divine for me, because it was a very spiritual song as well.
Yeah.
And at the same time, he makes you so comfortable while singing on mic, because
Yeah.
we had all comfortable while singing on mic, because
Yeah.
we had all that excitement when you sing the first
Yeah.
song with me.
Yeah.
And but he makes you so chilled out. He's so normal while talking with
Yeah.
you, and
Yeah.
um, basically everything is very very warm.
Yeah.
The warmth you get in the studio is,
Yeah.
it's very important.
Yeah.
And I think that makes the singer, the artist, and everyone around over there so comfortable.
Mm.
So it has always been like this till 99 songs. So so it was a mesmerizing session. And he was like, अच्छा चलो आप जो करना चाहो गाने में करो. If you want to have an harkat here, you can take it. Of course, he was improvising the song from the other side as well, and a few things here and there. And I mean, it was, as I told you, it was a mehfil. It was a concert happening. And after that, in the morning when I came out, I was like, "Acha, kya kya kiya tha gaane mein?" I was just remembering. So I was like, "Okay, so how is it going to sound now?" So I remember that. Most of the things in the song were completed in Mumbai only. But
Right.
after that, after a few months, there were few changes, and we did it in his studio in Chennai. So
Okay.
I went there, and
Right.
I just thought that Abhi, I can hear the track.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
I can hear the track. But still, it was the same. I mean, he hadn't done much stuff on the track.
Right.
So we again did a few things in the Antra. And when I heard the song Chandar on the day of the music release,
That is
oh
when
my,
you heard it.
yes.
Right.
So that was like, I don't have words for it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
whole song, I mean, the whole situation came in front of our eyes. The way Ashutosh ji had narrated me the song
Mm. Mm.
while recording it, that it's going to come like this. It is going to start like this, and it is going to end like this.
Wow.
So the point when I heard the song at the time of the music release, oh my God, I had tears in my eyes.
Yeah. It's an amazing song.
Absolutely amazing. And he's so what can I say? He treats the artist in such a way that he knows how to pull out
The best.
the best, the positive aspects of an artist.
Mm.
So when you go to record any song with him, I think that's the best part, that he
Mm.
makes you be yourself.
Yeah.
That's a very the best thing I can say about him.
Amazing. So, and he gives you complete freedom as well.
Yes, absolutely. That's the word. That's the word.
Right.
Yes.
So, like I want to delve more into this Jodha Akbar track, if you don't mind. But you started
Yes.
recording at 11 p.m. in the night and then went until 7. Did you have any breaks in between, or just continuous? This is going on and on and on.
I remember that. No, I didn't. I don't think so. We had a break.
Wasn't there a
Um,
moment like when Sir says, "Okay, let's have a chai, let's have a break"? Nothing, or you didn't feel
I
like?
think maybe a dinner time or something.
Right.
That was like only for say max to max half an hour.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
And we were continuously dubbing the song. I mean, it was never like he's so free that, Acha, are you tired? You want to sit? It's like it's always with him. Like it's the same thing. I mean, he makes us so comfortable. Let it be any singer.
Yeah.
If you want to have a little bit of rest, you can have, and let's record it after like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So it was like that. I mean, but we didn't have any break. I still remember that.
Wow. Wow. Right.
You know what? It's such a different thing. I mean, when you record on just a click and a tanpura, and you get to hear the song at the time of the music release, and you just go like, wow. I mean, because you know what? Normally, we feel that when we hear the full track while recording, get the feel of that, right? कि अच्छा ट्रैक अगर हो तो अच्छा है, हमको थोड़ा सा उसका फील आ जाएगा. So that's normal thing which happens with each and every other song.
Right.
But with maximum of his songs, all these things are done afterwards.
Right. Right.
So it's a very different thing, and still you get the feel of that song.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Of course. Of course.
So that's what I think Sir's magic is.
Yeah. Yeah.
You record that even if you don't hear the string section, even if you don't hear the rhythm section, but you're still into the vibe of that song. And I think that says it all.
And when you say click, do you actually mean metronome?
Yeah.
Goes tuck, 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 tuck. Yeah.
Just for the rhythm's sake and just to get the hang of that rhythm.
Right. That obviously must have been very different from recording for others and then coming into a whole new world like Sir's.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, right. How did you?
Because you know what? As I said earlier, that you get the feel of the track, right? You get the complete vibe of the song, which you're going to record. If you have the whole track in your ears,
right.
But when you don't have it and still have to express it, whether it be a romantic song, whether it be a devotional song, anything.
Yeah.
I mean, but when it's just on a few things and all the rest of the things are going to be done afterwards, then it's a different perspective.
Right. Right.
I think that gives you more freedom as well.
Right. Of course. Yeah, great. And again, before going to meet him at the studio, this is a moment that you have been waiting for forever, and then this is about to happen. How did you prepare yourself to go to the studio for Jodha Akbar's recording? You were nervous? Probably not.
I was very excited.
Yeah.
And you may call it a little bit of nervousness, or a little bit of more of a happy feeling, actually. More of excitement, and how is it going to be recording for him for the first time? That was the feeling inside me.
Yeah.
And I was just waiting for that moment to happen, Chanda. I mean, it's still it's like still it has happened yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. So
it's so fresh. The memory is so fresh, and all thanks to Ashutosh ji for it, actually.
Right.
And that's how it started.
Was Ashutosh also giving you how he's going to capture it visually as well, or he didn't go that side of? He did.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, because I still remember that there were 4 antras, and the third antra was had to be kept very, very soft, very mellow, and at the same time a little bit of more of a whisper tone to it. So he had complete storyline in front of him. That how is the second antra going to be shot? Wow. How is it going to look? So after every antra, it was like, okay, now just see to it that in this antra you sing like this. Yeah. So his inputs were also there. Definitely, Ashutosh ji was himself there present. So it was a lovely session.
Amazing. Yeah, I have to mention, I mean, this is one of my favorites of my mom's too, and she loved watching the movie, and she was in tears by the end of that song. I still remember very clearly. And and so the other thing that I also wanted to ask was, obviously, I'm going back to the recording time at 11 p.m. So were you comfortable recording in the night compared to what you'd have done for others?
That's a good question, Jana. You know what, actually, it's क्या कहूँ मैं, मतलब अगर मुझे कोई बोले ना normally कि now Sir तो records at night, and we all know that his morning starts at 10 o'clock maybe, right? So and it's a normal thing for him for so many years. And
he's buzzing in the night.
Absolutely. You said it. And whenever I get a call that we have to record a song, अच्छा तो पूरी तैयारी करके जाना है कि चलो पहले 2-3 दिन सो लो उसके बाद तो मतलब
But you
have
don't
to
get
be
that
the
much notice though. Do you?
what?
You don't get that much notice saying in 2-3 days time you will have recording though, right? But
No, not at all. But sometimes it happens that maybe
Okay.
we can have a dubbing like after 3-4 days.
right.
Maybe you will be called, or maybe things will
That
happen.
way. That way.
So अगर ऐसा होता है, तो but still it's like all of a sudden always, right?
Yeah.
There was a reality show shoot which I was doing, and I kept my phone in front of me. बार बार बज रहा था. So it was, I think, Dilshad calling me and many people calling me. I said, something is there, now I have to take the call, and I was in the shoot. So I just told them, let's have a break of 5 minutes. I'll just call him and come back. So Dilshad told me that take a flight after 2 hours. I said, what? So he said that no, sir wants to like in the evening. So I told that Dilshad, I'm in a shoot, and I mean the whole shoot is already there till night. So he told that okay, I'll just talk with him. The sir is very sweet. He told that okay, let her come in the morning.
Yeah.
And tomorrow morning we have to do it because the next day early morning, they had to release the 15 seconds ka kuch promo ya teaser or something.
Yeah.
And they wanted my alap on that, and
Right.
the Sakiwala thing or something, I can remember. So I told okay, and I was full night in the shoot, and I went in the morning. By afternoon or something, I reached, and in the evening we started doing that that thing, and immediately that night it was just mastered, and the next morning it was released.
Whoa.
Yeah. So because they had to release it the next day or something.
Right.
So these things just keep happening, right? When
Correct.
it's a song.
Yeah.
So ऐसे कुछ the question you had asked me earlier कि कुछ तैयारी करके आप जाते हो at the time of recording for Jodha Akbar also. That was the first song. So लेकिन तैयारी ऐसे कुछ, we don't know what's going to be on the plate, right? So क्या होने वाला है, क्या कैसे करने वाले record. Sometimes it just happens like he just improvises it from there, from the other side, and you just keep on singing, you keep improvising, and it just tells you to do an n number of things in a song. So you can't go with the
you can't go prepared. Yeah.
Of like, acha, we have done tayari of that song, right. Or you have that song before, or just you know what's going to happen. It's never like that.
Right.
Everything happens in front of the mic most of the times.
Yeah. Okay.
So just that's fun. Absolutely.
But you probably otherwise warm up a little bit and then go, is it? Because the reason why I'm asking is because it's the recording in the night, whereas the rest of the world records in the day.
Yeah.
Sir will kill me if I said this.
Yeah, you know what, actually? Normally it starts in the evening. Sir, kya? After like say 7 o'clock or something, we just start coming into that song, right? And but it's like, you know what? I have always noticed one thing, that whenever it's Sir's song and when we start recording, even if it's like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. in the morning, and you have been doing work like in the morning, and then you go there and you know that's going to be recorded at night. But when you go on the mic and after 1 hour, after half an hour, you just feel that vibe. You just feel that energy inside you. And after the song is done, it's like that happens because you just have that आप कुछ बचा के रखते हो अंदर.
Yeah.
That energy you have inside you, like, okay, now I have to give it. I have to give the best shot.
Yeah. Okay.
So that happens. But of course, it's like it's a very tough thing to do. I must admit that you record the whole night, and sometimes it happens that you are tired. Genuinely, you are tired.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what? The way sir is in the studios, and he's so fresh and he's so pepped up at the time of
Correct.
recordings that you automatically forget everything else, and the whole studio is like it's like vibrating with his good vibes, right?
Yeah.
So it happens. I mean, इसके लिए कुछ तैयारी करके जाना तो possible ही नहीं है.
Right,
It's not
right,
possible.
right. And this is a complete random question. Are you superstitious? Do you have any certain rituals that you do? Not necessarily that it has to be before the recording with sir or anyone else.
Yeah.
It's just a general question.
Not really.
Hmm.
Really. I mean, I just feel that if you just go into it more, then it's a little hard to come out of that.
Yeah.
And it's better that you just believe in your work, believe in your good work, and the honesty in your work, I think, and the passion in your work, and just do it with your whole heart and sincerity. That's what I think is the best thing to do, because you know what, all these things keep changing. I mean, the thing you said that ये करके कुछ अच्छा होगा, अच्छा मैंने ये पहना था तो ये पिछला वाला रिकॉर्डिंग बहुत अच्छा हुआ था, एंड ये कलर पहना था तो
I am like that.
Really?
I don't go and sing, but I am like that in a lot of aspects.
I would love to interview you regarding that.
With that, if I have to go for a job interview, it has to be a navy blue shirt, and when I have to wear my shoes or socks, it's always the left is the first, left is right, and the right is left for me. And so many things. Even when I go, I remember talking about this with Sir a couple of weeks back on a conversation, and I told him, sir, even when I go park my car, I'll ensure that I park my car on a bay number 9, or it has to be 4, and I will not park my car if I don't find it. Then he asked me, what will you be doing? I'll keep going around in circles, sir, until I find it. And he was like, die.
Oh my God. And I must say, Chandar, I mean, I haven't seen a fan like you.
Oh.
I haven't. I mean,
I take it as a compliment.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, I have been hearing about you.
Oh, from whom? I hope it was good things.
Of course. And everyone was like, Chandar does this, Chandar aisa karta hai, Chandar waisa karta hai. He's such a big fan. He has that number plate and he has that these things and that thing. I said, first when I heard about you, I said, who is this? I mean, I need to see him. I need to see his face. Kuch to dikhao yaar. And when Dilshad showed me everything, I was like, my God, I haven't seen a fan like you. I must admit that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. Sir and his music has changed my life altogether. And so I'm like, for me, Sir is like everything for me.
I know. Absolutely. Because when Dilshad told me about the banana wala thing.
No, he told you about that as well. He keeps teasing me.
Oh, yeah? That was the first thing I came to know.
Oh, God. Okay.
So I was like pretty excited after that. और कुछ बताओ यार इनके बारे में. So he was like, अच्छा और सुनना है सुनो. And he was like telling me everything. And I said, my God, this is something else.
Yeah.
But this is complete devotion, Chandar. I mean, hats off to you.
No, I basically do things that, sorry.
The podcast has started, right? So
yeah.
The credit goes to you completely, entirely.
Yeah, and look, it's it's just how should I put it? I do things that makes me happy, and
Yeah.
I do things that gives me positivity. And Sir is the number one thing for me. And it's beyond his music. I mean, it's the person he is, like what you were describing earlier.
Exactly.
So
The human side of Sir, I think
correct.
that touches us so much.
Mm, mm,
The spiritual side of Remanji,
yeah,
that's like such a big thing. That's so much to learn from.
yeah.
At the same time, he's very humorous. He
He
is.
is. He is very
But that side like comes at night, right? At 3 o'clock in middle of a recording, or you have a break and you just sit in the jhula which he has in the
correct.
studio,
Correct. Correct.
right? And we have all sorts of talks regarding songs and everything. At that time, we can see his humorous side as well, right? Otherwise, he's very serene, he's calm, and very quiet.
Yeah.
I think he's a man with few words most of the times.
Mm.
But
But
when he's like talking
when
and
he's
when
in
he
the
gets into
zone,
that,
nothing stops
yeah,
him.
absolutely true.
Yeah. Because I mean I still remember. I think it was one of the catch-ups that I was having with him, and it was around 7:30 8 a.m. in India, and it was around 12 p.m. in here in Australia, and then he was still buzzing, and I told him, "Sir, you haven't slept all night, and your energy levels are like right here." And it's
Mhm.
midday here, and I'm already thinking of my food and then going back home and everything. And he was just smiling. So yeah.
It has happened with me also once because I remember that I had done some shoot or I had some show before and then a shoot, and just a day before I got a call from Sir that we have to record tomorrow night or something, and I was damn tired, and I went there and I was like, will it happen today, or maybe I'll just have some rest because uh, to be frank, it's not there in me also like to tell that I'm tired, I'll just sleep the whole night, let's do tomorrow morning.
Hmm.
It's not in me, it's not in me.
Correct.
So if it
Correct.
has to happen, it has to happen that night. So I was like, okay, chalo dekhte hain, अगर थोड़ी रेस्ट मिली तो चलो ठीक है. And when I went there and I saw that Sir had just come from London, I guess,
Hmm.
had some couple of things out of India, and he had so much of work he had happened there, and he came at night and he directly came to the studios. And when I went to the studios, they told me that Sir has just come from London and he'll just be here in 5 minutes. And I was
Hmm.
like, he was there. He was there in 5-10 minutes, and maybe he had no sleep also.
Yeah.
But he just lives for music, right? So he's into music 24/7.
Indeed.
And he came inside, and I could know that he had not slept. Everyone
Yeah.
knew that.
Yeah.
But it was like, when he is completely energetic,
Hmm.
he's completely in the zone of recording the song. Then you know what? Even if you are tired, the engineers are tired, the people over there are tired, but they are like fresh again. That's the magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
That happens so many times in the studios.
Right. Right. For
So
sure.
this is how it works, and all these energies come together, and it just happens.
It's
It's magic.
amazing it's amazing the impact this one man has amongst
Absolutely.
millions of others when you think about it, right?
Yes.
Um,
So true. So true.
and yeah, I mean, any specific or special memories that comes to your mind with your interactions with engineers, with Sir's team members? If there's anything worth mentioning, it's totally up to you.
So many of them. I think, um, when Sir is there in the studios, the total atmosphere is something else.
Hmm.
Everyone is like, um, what can I say? Maybe it's spiritual thing.
Hmm.
Um, or the vibes around, I think that drives each and every person there.
Mm.
Because I remember that um, maybe at the time of the recording in Mumbai also, not only in Chennai, in his Powai studio as well,
Mm.
the same things. I mean, when I recorded for Mohenjo-daro, or maybe for Kavya Talaivan,
Mm.
he was not there maybe at the time of recording for Kavya Talaivan. He was in Chennai and I was recording it in Powai, I guess.
Mm.
But still, he used to call at the time and just ask that, how is it going? Just record me and send those lines. I'll just check them, and he used to approve
Mm.
those lines.
Mm.
So in the Powai studio also, even if he's not there, it's like the same energies, even if he's not there in the studios in
Mm.
Powai.
Right.
So I think it's the same story with each and every person who's working in the studios.
Mm.
Let it be Nakul, let it be Dilshad, let it be Karthik, let it be all the lyricists. I remember while recording for the Sai song, and Navneet was there at that time
Mm.
for the Lodi as well. And Kalprada was also there. And
Yeah.
we had such a lovely time in between the breaks, because it was like all the studio had become spiritual at that time, because it was a Sai song. And um, the way things were done at the time of recording the
Yeah.
songs, and
Yeah.
the way things were going on, I think it was a completely different level of spirituality, I guess. um, in a way कि कैसे बताऊं, मतलब एक ह्यूमन स्पिरिचुअलिटी हम समझ सकते हैं, ह्यूमन लेवल की स्पिरिचुअलिटी,
Mm.
when it goes a level above that.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe I can't, I'm short of words to explain that.
For sure. I understand. Yeah.
But those vibes were completely different while recording these songs.
Indeed. Indeed. I definitely want to go a bit deep dive into those songs particularly. But before that, I had to mention something about something very special. So, as part of this journey, the I Love AR community has also evolved. And I had never thought that this kind of community will form. So, as part of that, yeah, there are a lot of fans of yours in the community. They were all very, very excited when I told them that Bela Ji is coming for the podcast. And something unanimously was told amongst most of the fans was about your song Apsarali, right? And it's a non ARR song. And they said they absolutely love it. And they also do know that Sir specifically said he likes that song of yours. And
Yes.
they wanted to know how you felt when you heard that Sir loved it as well.
Oh my God, it was very special moment for me, because when he told me about the songs, and he told me that I just love the way you have sung the songs, and I just love the songs basically. And he told me about both the songs which I've sung in the film.
Mm.
And I think that's one of the most cherished memories for me. And he listens so much of music other than what he's doing.
Mm.
So I think I still remember a thing, that when I had gone to Powai to record for Mohenjo-daro, and he just told me that we have recorded a pilot. You just go there and listen, and just tell me after 5 minutes. I'm in that room. So I said, okay, sir. And I went there. I listened to those lines, and in 5 minutes, I just went inside to just tell him that I'm ready. We can just record those lines.
Wow. Yeah.
And I went inside, and got a surprise. He was listening to so much of Marathi stuff on his PC. And I was like, sir, what are you listening? And he was listening to all the folk melodies in Marathi, which are like 40, 50 years old.
Wow.
And I was completely blown away. I was like, he kept asking me that, Acha, what is this? And uh, what is this song? And what does this mean? And which film is it? And everything. So he was completely into that zone at that time. And he was listening to all sorts of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, very surprised. And
Amazing.
that's what I'm saying. He's listening to everything, right? From
Mm,
all the new artists at the
mm,
same
mm,
time, all the stuff happening all over.
mm, mm.
So that time he said that I just love these songs. And
Right.
and when he told me about Apsara Ali and Wazli Kibara, um, it was very special coming
Right.
from him.
For sure. I agree.
It's absolutely special.
Right. Um, there's one of the songs that look, number of these things that I'm talking to you about are the ones that have been requested by your fans from the community. So I would love to ask you those if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And so, very specifically, the song Ali Arjuna.
Hmm.
And the question was that it's a 10 minutes, 28 seconds song. What was it recording like?
You know what? Actually, I recorded the song in Mumbai only in Powai, but Sir was not there at that time.
Yeah.
He was not there personally, and but as I told you earlier, that he was approving all those
Correct.
things,
Yeah.
and I remember that at the time of recording, it was like bits and pieces, like in the song here and there, here and there. And, he just told me the mood of that song and
Mm.
all those lines, but because it was quite traditional form of
Mm.
music in the song, and I really didn't know that it's a 10-minute song at that time. I didn't know that, and afterwards when I listened to it, I said, "Oh my god, it's 10 minutes."
Yeah.
um, Hari has also sung in that song. Hari Sharan is also
Very
there in
chill.
that song.
Yeah.
And he sung it beautifully. I mean, at the time of recording, personally, I didn't know that it's a 10 minutes.
Mm.
Now, when I listened to the whole track, it was like, okay, okay, these things recorded are put here. So
Mm.
it's like, it's a puzzle, right? When I
Mm.
recorded, it was a
Mm.
puzzle. It was
Mm.
like put in the right places.
Mm.
So at that time also, I think for the lyrics also, um, it was done on a Zoom call for the
Right.
record, for the lyrics to get right and everything. I remember
Right.
that was a little tough, but
For
fun.
sure. For sure. Wow. And with the same movie, you also did the Telugu version of um, Yarumila song, right? That's
Oh,
called Chalunaya or something.
yes, yes,
Chalunaya.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What a melody!
did
What
you
a
hear the
melody!
Tamil track before?
That's one of my most favorite songs.
Really?
Lovely tune. I mean, um, I still remember we recorded both the songs in Sir's studio only in Chennai,
Right.
and Srinivas ji was also present at that time. Um, beautiful melody, and I think um, in both the languages are recorded, and
Mm.
the tune is the same. But when you record in different languages,
Mm.
the feel is the same, but the pronunciations and small things change.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of every language. And I think that has to be one of my favorite songs of Sir's, which I've recorded.
Amazing.
Absolutely brilliant and absolutely beautiful.
Was it tricky for you to sing in Tamil and Telugu?
Um, you
Um,
know what? Actually, before Sir, I had sung in Tamil and Telugu also for Raja Sir and for
mm,
other people. So I have been singing, but the
right.
thing is, every time it's new.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah.
You can get the hang of that language, but I can't speak that language for sure. But um, अभी थोड़ा थोड़ा पता चलता कि okay, so this has to be pronounced this way. And you know what, I think the observation of how you spell that
Yeah.
word and how you have that slang for that language,
Yeah.
that's the thing which I just observe while singing in those languages.
Right.
Otherwise it's completely like alien, right, for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's so much fun because as it is, I like languages, so it's more
Right.
fun for me.
Have you picked up any words in Tamil?
Oh my god.
I hope
Don't
the
tell
engineers haven't taught you
me
the
right
swear
now.
word.
It's Vanakkam for sure. After that, after that, I don't know. You know what? At the time of doing the concert for 99 songs,
Yeah.
I was so tensed that at the same time, in the concert, I had to sing the Hindi wala thing. That's fine. I mean, it's my thing. But after that,
Tamil and Telugu.
Telugu and the Tamil languages, I was like, oh my god, singing the same songs in all the, because I had, you know what, if you see my book and if you see how I write my songs, you laugh, literally.
Why is that so?
Because you know what, if you just pronounce a word for me and I just hear it, and the way I hear it, I write it.
Understand. Oh, got it. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it can be it's very funny if you just start reading my book, and it can be half Marathi, it can be half Hindi, it can be an English word in between, it can be anything. So no one can understand what I've written.
Right.
As I think जब तक ये अच्छा प्रोनाउंस हो जाता है तब तक ठीक है.
Yeah, yeah.
कैसे भी लिख लो, but the only thing that it should get pronounced right.
Right.
So at the time of recording the concert, I was like, oh my god, now Tamil and Telugu also have to sing immediately. But it happened. I mean, it was, I kept my paper in front of me. जो
Yeah.
जो कुछ भी लिखा था, जैसे यहाँ वहाँ कुछ किया था. I mean, it was very funny. मुझे ऐसा था कि ये स्कैन करके आगे डालने वाला है. So I was really tense. Everyone is going to laugh about that because I had n number of things written on that. You have your own markings, right?
Yeah.
I always have my own markings when I write a song.
You should
So
share that to me. Please.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah. And I have to mention, because since you mentioned about the digital concert,
Yeah.
of course, two things that I want to mention is, one of them is just prior to you coming up on the stage, obviously Sir and Navneet spoke about the song and stuff, and then you came up, and then do you remember what Sir said? He very clearly said, whenever Belaji, whenever I hear Belaji's voice, I always feel that this is the voice that I want. And so Shirdi Sai song, quite obviously, and he did mention in the concert that Dilshad made Sir hear about 20 different voices, and Sir said it's Belaji, right? And then anything that comes to your mind about Shirdi Sai song and the recording and stuff?
Recording both the songs, let it be the Lori or let it be the Sai song, they have been very special to me. I think there's so many reasons for them to be special. It's the first produced and written film by Sir, so I think that's very special. At the same time, the way both the tunes have been crafted, I think um, I'm so happy and so privileged to have sung those songs. I mean, um, Sai was a process. It was a it was a long process
Mm.
because um, I still remember. I think we did the antara first of the song, and then we.
Mm.
I hope I'm right. Or in the Lori, I think we recorded the antara first
Mm.
somewhere. And at the time of recording Sai, as I told you, the zone was completely different. Completely different. It was devotional. It was, and Sir made he was himself present each time. Dilshad was definitely there, and Dilshad is such a sweet person. And every time at the time of recording,
He teases me a lot.
absolutely, he's so dear. I mean, he's very sweet. And Sir used to come and he used to see to it that the song is happening right. And because those songs are also very close to him.
Correct.
And when his sisters also mentioned it to me that they just love the song, and his Sir's mother also loved that song so much. So I think that makes those two songs very special for me. Also, the
Sure.
Lori,
For sure.
fantastic tune, the progressions,
Mm.
the flute that makes the song, the Lori, so special.
Mm.
Even in the Sai song, I mean, towards the end of the song, the chorus parts, I mean, beautiful, beautiful. That takes us into a completely different zone altogether.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Even at the time of recording the Lori, I remember
Yeah. Yeah.
the way Sir used to tell me the narration of the Antara, that sing it this way, more of a, make it more softer, more soft, or just put something more in this. I think the freedom, as we said it earlier, the freedom he gave in the song, and also in the Sai Walas before the Antara.
Mm.
That's why I think I think the singers are just a medium to convey the tune to the audiences.
Mm. Yeah.
Everything else is done. It's, I think he just puts that responsibility on you when he एक एक बोलता है ना कि एक विश्वास होता है कि he just gives it to you,
Gets the
and
best.
absolutely, and he just knows that how to extract the best
Correct. Yeah, that's
from
the
that singer when he's
correct.
on the mic.
Yeah.
So I think each and every song, let it be Manmona at that time also was very special for me. At the
Yeah.
same time, the song from I,
Yeah.
the Tum Todo Na song.
Correct.
Oh my God, I just love the groove of that song, and
Amazing song.
amazing song, amazing song.
And amazingly sung. Thank you so much for singing.
Thank you. And it was Ash King and me, and also the solo versions. I mean, it was such a beautiful song.
Yeah. 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 For
I
sure.
still remember that after recording, I just went for one word. It was changed, or yeah, it was changed, I guess. So he told that we have to do only one word. So I just literally went in the studio in Mumbai somewhere, just did that one word, and it was done. I walked away.
Look at the attention to detail though, right?
Absolutely. So I have never done this. Like ऐसे गाने तो होते रहते हैं, but ये word change हो गया है, तो just go there, sing that one word, and that's it. So I went to the studio, put on the song, I just dubbed that one word, and it was done. उतना ही change था गाने. So,
Nice.
and number of memories of so many songs,
Mm.
and all are very special.
Nice. With Shirdi Sai, obviously Sir's part also comes in it, right? Was that
Yes.
originally there when you were singing it, or when you heard it first in the track version?
No, it wasn't there. No.
So, Sir, did you know Sir was going to sing? Probably that's the question.
Not really.
Right.
No. But afterwards, when I went there, Sir's voice was there.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
initially, but
Yeah.
afterwards it was there.
Yeah. I was always
And
curious about it.
yeah, yeah. And you know what? Actually, we recorded the video of that song in all these situations of COVID.
I
Actually,
remember because
yeah,
Nazif was doing that, and he
yes,
said, "This is one amazing song. I can't wait for you to watch it." I still remember.
yes,
He had
yes,
shot your parts and all, and then uh,
yeah,
he sent me a message.
yes, yes, yes. I still remember that he called me and he said that we need to shoot the song as soon as possible because they had to release it. The video has to go out next week or something.
Correct.
And it was he told that it was supposed to be recorded with you and Sir together. But it was not possible due to all the situation.
Correct.
So we'll shoot you in Mumbai and Sir's part will be done in Chennai. So I still remember that whatever we had, whatever like costumes and everything and
Mm.
whatnot, whatever we had, we just shot with that.
It came out really well. It was magical.
Absolutely magical. And Nazif had just told me that you just see the song afterwards. You will love it.
That's exactly what he said to me.
Oh,
After,
is it?
bro, you just see the song.
Correct. Correct. So I was really excited to see the song and he shot it beautifully.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And also another thing that I wanted to tell you was digital concert. Once again, I think after the shoot, and then Sir was on his way back home, and then he just reached home, and then he called me, and he said, "We have shot 23 songs. It's come out so well. You will love it when it comes out."
Yeah. Oh my God. It was a huge concert. It was a huge concert.
Yeah.
And you know what? When we started the shoot, by say evening or something, and as he told you, 23 songs in a go.
Yeah.
And I still remember that I was, everyone had like 2 songs, 3 songs to be shot. And after the songs, every singer used to come down and sit and watch the concert and everything. So I was just, before my songs, I was prepared and I was just seeing the shoot. And I was so astonished that Sir didn't even take a break.
Yeah.
He was continuously on stage. And I was like, he must be tired. I mean, I was like, अरे break नहीं लेना है क्या? Break नहीं है बीच में. But at a stretch, I just don't remember like 15-20 minutes also that he had taken a break. He was on his piano. He was completely into the concert. That it should go well and it should be the way it was planned.
Mm.
He was so much into that I was like, oh my God, he hasn't taken a break also in between. Not even after 5-6 hours.
It's amazing.
Oh my God.
And he was very, very excited as well at the end of it too. And he was in all smiles when he spoke to me. And I was like, "Sir, 23 songs are." He was like, "Yeah, man, 23 songs. It's come out very well."
Yes. My God. It was lovely. Right. It was one of a kind. One of a kind.
Yeah. Balaji, towards the end of the podcast, and look, sorry it went longer. It usually happens when we start talking about Sir. I still actually wanted to touch on various other topics too, but just conscious of time. You know what we would rather do is make podcast 2.0. So that I can get you back and we go for another deep dive discussion about various other topics.
Sure.
Before we before I let you go though, there are 2 very tiny things that I wanted to chat about. One is, of course, you first recorded for Sir for Jodha Akbar, 2007, 2008, if I'm not wrong. And now 99 songs, 2020, right? And let's say 2021 as well, including the digital concert and everything. So has Sir's way of recording and composing evolved over the years? Do you see any difference in terms of the way he approaches things, or it's we know for a larger part he's just the same and the same thing happens. But have you seen um, any evolvement, so to speak?
Um, I think we have been hearing his songs right from Roja, his
Mm,
first to 99 songs.
mm,
And as a listener, as an artist, we have always seen Sir's work like going global.
mm,
It's global now. I mean, the melody of Roja and Bombay
mm,
or those stuff, and coming all this journey coming up to 99 songs.
mm.
I think uh, it has just evolved. It
Yeah.
has become more global, uh, with the fact that he has just put in so much of Indianness also at
Mm,
the same time. Lot of things which he has been doing in the recent work actually
mm,
was like a blend of Indian music at the same time, um, incorporating a number of things from the Western music as well.
mm, mm,
So
mm.
it has been an evolving journey as an artist, as a composer, which we have already seen for so many years.
Correct.
And I think that's the magic of Premanji.
For sure. For sure.
With taking into consideration, I think 99 songs is the best thing to say. The
Mm,
whole album of 99 songs. It has a Lori, it has Sai, it has all the other songs which are completely unique in their flavors.
yeah.
So I think uh, that thing which I wanted to say comes in the whole album.
Yeah.
It's each
Yeah.
and every type of melody.
Yeah.
So that can be seen. I think that's the sign that he's such a um, close to heart artist for each and every person across the globe.
Correct. Correct. Yeah, for sure. So with that said, have you watched 99 songs?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it, and
Did you like the part when Shirdi Sai song comes up?
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
I loved it.
And you know what? All the songs have their own place in the film. That's a very unique thing which I
Yeah. Yeah.
just got to know when I saw the whole film.
Yeah.
That every song comes at a right situation.
Mm,
It's not like it's just put. It
mm,
comes in the story,
mm,
obviously. So watching every song in the film, it's
mm.
so lovely. It's very lovely. At the same time, when the Mukda of the Lodi comes, I think it was a beautiful scene.
Yeah.
Just loved it. Just loved
Yeah.
it.
Nice. So, Belaji, we've come to the end of the podcast. So, look, it's been an absolute honor to have you on the podcast, and then I love the conversations, and it went for an hour and a half. And in fact, I still haven't even touched a couple of other topics that I wanted to, but conscious of time. But the thing is, podcast 2.0, you're definitely in, and I would love you to come back
Sure,
and
sure.
to talk more, because talking about Sir, it usually goes for hours, and it's never enough. Now, this is something that I've never ever done before, and I decided I'll do this for you. So, I every guest who comes on the podcast gets to say a message for Sir. Um, it can be a dedication, or it could be a message for Sir in terms of whatever that message could be. But with you, I thought I'll do something different. So, if you can share a message for Sir, and I will record it right here, and I will send it to sir.
Oh my God. Sir, I hope you're fine, and this is such a wonderful thing Chandra is doing, and I'm just enjoying the podcast, and we had really good fun recording this. And he just told me impromptu just talk with you and just say something to you. I mean, what can I say, sir? I mean, the way you are as an artist, as a human, I think that's a very big thing, and so much to learn from you. Whenever I've met you, right from, we were just speaking about the first song I recorded with you, right from Jodha Akbar to I, to Mohenjo-daro, to all these films till 99 songs. I just told him that one thing which hasn't changed since so many years is the human side of Sir, and I think that's the best thing, other than you being one of the finest artists. I'm really privileged and honored to be working with you for so many years. So I think you are the best. You are a magician in music, but at the same time, I think you are such a golden-hearted person. I mean, you're such a down-to-earth person. That's the most cherishing part for me every time I come there, and I just want to say and convey it to you. Thank you so much, Chandra, for making this happen and making me talk to Sir in this way. So, Sir, I just hope to see you soon in the studios, and see you soon. Please take care.